What's happening, everybody? It's Sean with Reactions to the Classics, and today we have some more U2. I love U2, so if you know this channel, you know I love U2. If you don't love U2, you're probably in the wrong place watching this particular video. At least we got plenty of other things up, but we have a top 10 songs that are not on their studio albums, brought to us by a friend, longtime supporter, and patron of the channel, Mark. And Mark knows a ton about U2, so I'm really looking forward to diving into this. I only know a couple of these songs, at least I think I only know a couple of these songs. If you'd like to support us in any way, check out the Patreon link below. We really appreciate the patrons. They make this channel go. Also give this a big thumbs up and a subscribe. I appreciate it. We give a brief minor background on U2. Look, if you're here, you probably know who U2 is, but they've released 14 studio albums. One of the world's best-selling artists, between 150 and 170 million albums sold. They've won 22 Grammys, more than any other band. And in 2005, they were inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame on their first year of eligibility. Of course, you got Bono on lead vocals, rhythm guitar, and harmonica. You have The Edge. I just got to see the official stuff they credit him for. Obviously lead guitar, but also keyboards, backing vocals. Adam Clayton on bass, and Larry Mullen Jr. on drums / percussion. All right, that's all I got for you there. Here's what Mark says about his list. Most of the U2 songs aren't that obscure. A lot were on greatest hits or best of. I considered more obscure or more be-like sides, like Love Comes Tumbling, Where Did It All Go Wrong, or Fast Cars. I went with songs I enjoy most that are not on Boy, October War, Unforgettable Fire, Joshua Tree, etc. So if it's your first time joining us, the music will not be in here, or the videos, because we got a few videos coming on too for a few of these songs. But if you check out the link below, the whole thing will be right there, and you can watch and listen along. And let's go to number 10. We have Electrical Storm, as you can see down below. It's on their second greatest hits compilation album, The Best of 1990 to 2000. It was released as a single in October of 2002. It's one of two new songs that were recorded for the compilation. The lyrics are written by Bono about two quarreling lovers and their tension between them. He relates this to a looming electrical storm. Kind of a cool way to put this. It didn't chart well in the US, only went to 77 on the Hot 100. It did perform well elsewhere, reached number 1 in Canada, Italy, and Spain, as well as a top 10 in Australia, Austria, Denmark, Finland, Germany, Ireland, the Netherlands, New Zealand, Norway, Scotland, and Switzerland. Peaked at number 5 on the UK singles chart. Hey man, I don't know what's wrong with us here in the States. All right, well, let's check this one out. Once again, thanks, Mark. Well, the list is starting out on fire. Electrical Storm. What a really good song, man. And he uses the analogies all the way from the start. The sea, it swells like a sore head, and the night it is aching. Two lovers lie with no sheets on their bed, and the day it is breaking. Then that pre-chorus, on rainy days we go swimming out, swimming the sound. Then the chorus, you're in my mind all the time. I know that's not enough. If the sky can crack, there must be some way back. For love and only love, electrical storm, baby, don't cry. And then he's just going through coffee's cold, compromise, that's nothing to you. Let's see colors I've never been seen. Let's go places no one has been. And then his third verse, great stuff, more weather stuff. It's hot as hell, honey, in this room. Sure hope the weather will break soon. It's not hot temperature-wise. Like, there's a lot of tension, man. The air is heavy as a truck. We need the rain to wash away our bad luck. We need to break all of this tension. But great performance by Bono. Fantastic instrumentation and a great way to start this list. Now, we'll be jumping back and forth. We're going to go to YouTube for a couple songs, but only the audio version. So I'll take down the Spotify bar, but you're not going to see the music itself. But we're going to go to Holy Joe, the Guilty mix. It's a bonus track on Japan version of Pop in 1997. The only place that Holy Joe exists. But this is actually a different mix. It's the Guilty mix, so I pulled it off YouTube. Let's check it out. Holy Joe, Guilty mix. Originally recorded during the Pop sessions, and the Pop sessions are different, right? I've only ever listened to this album once. It's an hour long. It's different, man. It's really different. The song Discotheque came off of this, which was a #1 hit in a lot of countries. But the album itself, there was just all kinds of issues that U2 ended up saying they weren't really pleased with the way the album turned out. They re-recorded a bunch of stuff from that album in subsequent years. So in that, a lot of the pop stuff, man, I think you got to dig into and hear a bunch of times. When this first half of the song, I really wasn't digging it. The more it went on, the more I vibed with it. I think you got to listen to this a lot. I don't think it's friendly necessarily for a first-time listener. I definitely respect Mark's knowledge of this stuff, and I'm sure after repeated listens, it would grow on you. And it already was growing on me as I was listening to it. So that's number 9. Now let's move on to number 8. And here we have another YouTube audio only, 11 o'clock TikTok. On this one, we're going to be listening It's a live version from the Under a Blood Red Sky video release, but it's only audio. I couldn't find the actual video portion of it. I'm sure it's out there somewhere. I just couldn't find it. But it was released as a single in May of 1980. It followed their debut EP 3. It was the group's first release for Island Records. The lyrics were written by Bono based on his experience at a Cramps concert in London, where he watched a lifeless goth-style crowd from the balcony. And he goes on to talk about how they had on the white makeup and the whole 9 yards and just looked like a miserable place to him. It did not chart at the time of its original release, but later did after subsequent U2 releases. In January of '84, it reached 30 on the US Rock Albums and Top Tracks chart after its inclusion on the band's live album, the one we're going to listen to, Under a Blood Red Sky, a few months prior. And in 2020, it reached 69 on the Irish singles charts after it was reissued for Record Store Day in commemoration of its 40th anniversary. Let's check it out. 11 o'clock, Tick Tock. What a title. Okay, now that was the live version, obviously. It's 1984. It's a different version of U2 if you know the more, I don't want to say polished, but accomplished Joshua Tree on up, because it is a live jam. The guitar work by The Edge is fantastic. Bono has the right amount of emotion. There's not a ton of lyrics in this. It's cold outside. It gets so hot in here. The boys and girls collide to the music in my ear. And then the chorus, I hear the children crying. I know it's time to go. I hear the children crying. Take me home. And then it ends out with sad song, repeated 8 times. A little more history on this. The title came from a note Bono's friend Gavin Friday left on his door when he came to visit and Bono was not home. Gavin Friday will pop up later in the Joshua Tree and play a pivotal role in one of their all-time classic, iconic songs. If you want to know about that, check out our Joshua Tree review that we have up after, of course, you finish this one. This notes that I'm looking at says, yes, Bono was observing a punk scene, but it says U2 actually opened that show for Talking Heads and OMD. So I don't know if that's right or not, but this song was very pivotal in the early days of U2. It was one of their most popular live songs. On U2's very early tours, it's often played twice due to lack of material. They play it in the show, they come back and play it in an encore. They've only played it 13 times since 1985, but even though that's the case, it's still one of their 20 most live played songs ever because it got played so much in all of those early gigs. So I did enjoy that one for sure. We're going to continue on YouTube with the number 7 song. We have Mercy. It's from Wide Awake in Europe. It's a live EP. It came out in 2010. Side A of the record features Mercy. It debuted during the U2 360 Degree Tour in September of 2010. Previously, this song, I remember this happened, had leaked online as a track from the sessions for U2's 2004 album, How to Dismantle an Atomic Bomb. But Wide Awake in Europe was the first official release of the song. That's 6 years later. It's going to be audio only again, but it's on YouTube. You won't see a Spotify bar. Mercy, a 6.5-minute epic song. That song is great, man. That song is great. Everything worked on it, right? The instrumentation, The Edge, Larry Mullen Jr., Adam Clay, everybody is firing, man. Bono is fantastic. There's never been an official studio release of this song, an official one that's just crazy to me. But he gets this little dichotomy at the start. I was drinking some wine, it turned to blood. What's the use of religion if you're any good? I know I'm a weed killer, honey. You're sugar. If you're the prosecution, I get away with murder. If you were ice, I'm water. And with your telescope, I can see further. You wanted violins and you got Nero, which supposedly he played violins while Rome was burning. Your gravity searching for the ground, your silence searching for a sound. It's fascinating, I know, I'll never be alone. And then he just goes on, love is when I lie, love puts the black back in my, love will come again, I'll be gone again. If you're hunger, baby, let me feed it. If your heart is full, baby, let me bleed it. And happiness is for those who don't really need it. You love me too much. You always love me too much. And he goes on and on, all this stuff. Love has come again, I am gone again, all of that stuff. Love is the end of history, the enemy of misery. Love has come again, I'm gone again. Love is justice, a charity. Love brings with it a clarity. Love has come again, I'm alive again, I'm alive. Baby, I'm born again and again. And he repeats that again and again. Just an epic song that unfolds, man. They give it time. It's 6.5 minutes long. You know, if there's an official version of this, they might have edited it down to 4 minutes and you would lose some of the magic of this. This is my favorite so far. Just a great track. Now we're going to head back over to Spotify, as you see below, The Ground Beneath Her Feet. It appears in the 2000 film The Million Dollar Hotel, which was produced by Bono and is included on the film's soundtrack. Author Salman Rushdie is credited as the lyricist, as the words were taken from his 1999 book, The Ground Beneath Her Feet, written during the recording sessions for their album All That You Can't Leave Behind in 2000. It features Daniel Lanois, who played pedal steel guitar. Now, I know more about this song than I included in the notes, but the thing is with this song is Salman Rushdie sent that book to Bono and said, can you write some songs based on this book? So Bono writes the songs, obviously just working with it with Lanois during a break in the session. They really liked it. They took it to the band. The band said, hey man, we got too much salad on here already. They called salad ballot. They said, it doesn't really fit here. So he later on asked, can I use it in this movie that I'm producing? And all the band said, sure. So here's what happens. They wanted to release it as a single for the movie, but the head of the record label was sitting there watching the debut of the movie in Dublin with Bono and Bono's manager, and he hated the movie, thought it was horrible. So at the end, he told the manager, he goes, hey, I would never let this single see the day of light, man. You don't want to bring attention to this movie because it's so bad it'll bring you embarrassment. So it never got released, man. But I thought that was a crazy story, man. Let's check out the song, The Ground Beneath Her Feet. Obviously it's taken from this novel, so interpreting the lyricism is a little difficult because it has to fit in the context of the novel. The Edge's guitar work on here was great, but all my life I worshipped her, her golden voice, her beauty's beat, how she made us feel, how she made me real in the ground beneath her feet. So he worshiped the ground beneath her feet, and now I can't be sure of anything. Black is white and cold is heat. For what I worshiped stole my love away. It was the ground beneath her feet. So he worshiped her. She's just a human being. She let him down. Go lightly down your darkened way. Go lightly underground. I'll be down there in another day. I won't rest until you're found. Let me love you true. Let me rescue you. So this goes on with that. I thought, musically and sonically, it just sounded fantastic. Let's move on to our number 5 track, Spanish Eyes. It's on the 20th anniversary of the Joshua Tree. It was originally released as the B-side to the album's second single, I Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For. Spanish Eyes, more of a rocker, like when you know the Joshua Tree. Like I said, we reviewed that. It's up on the channel. It's one of my top 50 albums of all time. It's got a little bit of the Edge's guitar work that you could connect to the Joshua Tree, but otherwise it doesn't really stand for me with any of the songs so much on the Joshua Tree. So it's interesting they made it the B-side of the second single. It's still what I still haven't found what I'm looking for. A really good song, Spanish Eyes. People have speculated. He's talking about his wife, Allie. He said that it's her eyes. She even has Spanish eyes, he said. So I'm sure this is about her. And it's kind of just an ode to this woman with Spanish eyes and how much he loves her and wants to be with her. The bridge, I'll cross the world for green and gold, but it's those Spanish eyes that get me home again. Way, hey, sugar, hang on. The night is young. I'm dazzled by a light that shines in your eyes. I'm used to standing in the shadows and waiting for the night. Forever in fever, forever in heat. You've reinvented me. Now don't put me back on the street. So just a nice little song there. Enjoyed that. A lot of power to it, man. A lot of rock power to it. Now we'll go to our 4th song, Invisible. Is unveiled in a Super Bowl television advertisement. Is available as a free digital download through the iTunes store for 2 days. Bank of America gave $1 for each download of the track to Red, an organization, of course, co-founded by Bono to fight AIDS. Since that time, it's been available as a paid download with all proceeds going to Red. YouTube does a lot of charity work, and sometimes people go after that, but a lot of good is done. The song was later included as a hidden track on the deluxe edition of their 2014 studio album, The Songs of Innocence, produced by Danger Mouse, with whom they had collaborated with for Songs of Innocence. I also thought it was interesting they performed this song on the debut episode of The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. I don't watch that. I'm a Kimmel guy, but they were on the debut episode and they did this one. And Bono has a little bit to say about this. He said this song is about him leaving home with just enough rage to see it through, and this feeling of arriving in London, sleeping in the station, and coming out into the punk rock explosion that was happening. In a radio interview with Zane Lowe, he explained that there were really wild, extraordinary people, and then you feel deeply not extraordinary. You feel invisible and you're screaming to be seen, and you've got your band, and this is your whole life. It's that feeling of getting out of town. He also said during the process of writing material for the new album, they, quote, went back to why we wanted to be in a band in the first place. It opened up a whole valve for me writing, and it was a dam burst of sorts. Punk rock and electronic music was when it started for us. We're listening to the Ramones and Kraftwerk, and you can hear both of those things on Invisible. Didn't have a lot of chart success, but really well thought of. Invisible, the Red Edit, that was a really good song. I just enjoyed it. I'm glad I kind of knew what it was about. You could take this as being about a girl, and I know that's probably how you wanted it to be, ambiguous, but I'm more than you know, I'm more than you see here, more than you let me be. I'm more than you know, a body and a soul. You don't see me, but you will. I am not invisible. I really like that part. And then at the end, it just goes over and over. There is no them, there is no them. There's only you and there's only me. There is no them. Really, really good song. And now we're going to head back over to YouTube, this time for the official video of the song Sweetest Thing. We played this on one of our live streams. I don't know, it's probably been a couple months. We do live streams every Wednesday and Friday night on Twitch. Go check that out. Give us a follow. Come hang out with us, man. It's a lot of fun. But we did this video, so I've seen this video. I'm sure I saw it back in the day, but I didn't remember it. But this was originally released as a B-side on Where the Streets Have No Name in 1987. So remember, we just had Spanish Eyes, which was released as a B-side of I Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For. The song was later re-recorded and re-released as a single in October of 1998 for the band's compilation album, The Best of 1980 through 1990. In that, it became a #1 hit in Ireland, Canada, Iceland, reached the top 10 in Australia, New Zealand, Spain, Sweden, and the UK. In the US, it only went to number 63 on the Billboard Hot 100, number 9 on the Billboard Modern Rock charts. The song was reportedly written by Bono as an apology to his wife, Allie, for having to work in the studio on her birthday during the Joshua Tree sessions. This version, producer Steve Lillywhite spent 5 days with the band to re-record vocals and guitar parts, and at Allie's request, profits from the single went to her favorite charity, Chernobyl Children International. In the video, it's Bono. Allie is in the video with him, and it has all kinds of people. He's taking her on a carriage ride in Dublin. So that's what's going on here. And we got all kinds of performers on here, including The Edge and Adam Clay and Larry Mullen Jr. all show up. Norman Houston, Bono's brother, shows up, and Edge's brother shows up as well. So I'll bring up the YouTube. I'll be over in the corner checking it out. Let's see what we got. There you have it. Sweetest Thing. You always want to say The Sweetest Thing, but it's just Sweetest Thing. A really cleverly done video with everything going on around him. And I'll tell you what, man, if you make your wife upset and you write her a song, I mean, that's a flex, man. A song that goes #1 everywhere. Granted, 11 years later, but still, and it's just an ode to his woman, my love. She throws me like a rubber ball. Oh, the sweetest thing, but she won't catch me or break my fall. Baby, got blue skies up ahead, but in this, I'm a rain cloud. She likes a dry kind of love. I'm losing you, I ain't love, the sweetest thing. I wanted to run, but she made me crawl. And you just get that, oh, the sweetest thing. It's such a nice repeat in there, that call and response, that I think that's what got this song so catchy and so over in the world. I got black eyes, but they burn so brightly for her. Mine is a blind kind of loving you. Blue-eyed boy meets a brown-eyed girl. That's when he takes his glasses off in the video. You can sew it up, but you can still see the tear. Baby's got blue skies up ahead. And in this, I'm a rain cloud. We got a stormy kind of love. That's just a really good song. Obviously, I knew that song. And now we're going to head back over to Spotify for song number 2. I know this song because I know what it comes off of. You got Hold Me, Thrill Me, Kiss Me, Kill Me. It's released as a single from the Batman Forever soundtrack album in June of '95. Went to #1 in their home country of Ireland, as well as in 7 other countries. 2 in the UK, 16 in the US, #1 on the Billboard album Rock Tracks and Modern Rock charts. Received a Grammy Award nom for Best Rock Performance by a Duo or Group. Has its origins in the sessions for Zooropa in 1993. Bono described it as being about being in a rock band and being a star. The song's title comes from a play on the classic song Hold Me, Thrill Me, Kiss Me, and is actually visible along with the titles of other unfinished tracks on the album cover of Zooropa, written in purple text. I had to go look for this. It is there. U2's involvement with the soundtrack began when the director Joel Schumacher attempted to create a cameo role for Bono in the film but it didn't work out. They both decided, it's probably not for me. So instead, the band offered this song as a contribution to the soundtrack. Nominated for a Golden Globe Award for Best Original Song, losing to Colors of the Wind from Pocahontas. No comment. Pocahontas, fine show. But to show you how there's two sides to every coin, it also received a Golden Raspberry Award nomination for Worst Original Song. Hey, man, one man's treasure is another man's trash? I don't know. I like this one a lot. Hold Me, Thrill Me, Kiss Me, Kill Me from the Batman Forever soundtrack. It has a different sound to it. It's from Zeropa Sessions in 1993. And in that, much more produced, just a much different sound than if you rewind to the Joshua Tree, as we progress to Rattling Home and Octone Baby. It's the natural progression of sound. It has a couple of fire lines in there. My favorite one is in verse 4. They want you to be Jesus. They'll go down on one knee, but they'll want their money back if you're alive at 33. So obviously, Jesus was killed at age 33, but he's also talking about the romanticism of rock stars dying young. When this was written, it has been a few months since Kurt Cobain had passed away. So he's going after the media and people for the romanticizing of rock stars dying young. And you're turning tricks with your crucifix. You're a star, oh child. Of course you're not shy. You don't have to deny love. Hold me, thrill me, kiss me, kill me. Fit perfect in the movie. Enjoy this one. Like I said, I knew this one. Now we're on to our number one. I can take Spotify down because we're going over and watching a video that, from my research, sounds fantastic. Number one is Windows in the Skies. It's one of two new songs featured on their 2006 compilation album, U2 1/8 Singles. It was released on January 1st, 2007 as the album's second single. Recorded in September of 2006 at Abbey Road Studios in London and produced by the great Rick Rubin. Nominated for a Grammy for Best Pop Performance. Reached number one on the Canadian Singles Chart and Dutch Top 40. There's two different videos of this. We're looking at the first official one. It's a montage that includes nearly 100 clips taken from footage from the previous 50 years of other famous musicians performing in concert. The clips were selected and edited together so either the lip movements or the finger movements of the musicians who actually were performing other songs match up with either the lyrics or the music of U2. And I'm looking at the list of people that appear in this. It's unbelievable. From Sinatra to Lennon to Presley to Zepp to Bowie to Bob Marley to everyone in between, man. Let's check this one out. We're watching the official video. Window in the Skies. What a fantastic song. And also, just a fantastic video. The amount of time it would have taken to edit that and go through and comb footage that you can find where people are singing the same words. It wasn't every word. And, you even saw a throw out that U2 was in there. It's either The Edge or Larry Mullen. I couldn't tell. It was kind of in the crowd towards the end. Pretty cool as well. But, the song itself, I think it's about Jesus Christ. Obviously, Bono's a devout Christian. The shackles are undone. The bullets quit the gun. The heat that's in the sun will keep us when there's none. The rule has been disproved. The stone, it has been moved. The grave is now a groove. All debts are removed. Oh, can't you see what love has done? And love makes strange enemies, makes love where love may please. Kind of goes over. Hate brought it to its knees. The sky over our head, we can reach it from our bed. You let me in your heart and out of my head. And then the chorus at the very end. I know I hurt you and I made you cry. Did everything but murder you and I. But love left a window in the skies, and I love to rhapsodize to every broken heart, for every heart that cries. Love left a window in the skies, and I love to rhapsodize. I think that's all about Jesus Christ. But I think you can also look at it, and if that's not your belief system, then it's all about love. But a fantastic song, a great choice by Mark there to have me watch the video. Now we're going to get to my favorite songs. And this one is not going to be very much fun because, look, I liked every one of those songs, man. If you like U2, I only knew a couple of them. I got to go with Mercy. Obviously, you saw me fanboy over that one, song number 7. I got to go with Window in the Skies. And what's interesting is I like Sweetest Thing, and I like Hold Me, Thrill Me, Kiss Me, Kill Me, but they're actually not going to be on my favorites. And usually songs that you're familiar with do end up there. But also, I got to go with Invisible. Although, really, you could go with just about everything. Electrical Storm was good. But really appreciate this list, Mark. These lists are not easy to put together, and especially when you're looking for something like this, right? It's not just the top 10 songs, it's top 10 songs that don't appear in studio albums. You add an extra level of difficulty here. I think you did a wonderful job on this. Always appreciate you. Appreciate everybody for joining me. Check out our other YouTube stuff that's up on the channel. Some will be on the end screen, some will be in the cards up above, but just search YouTube. You're going to find a ton of stuff there. Give us a subscribe if you haven't already. We greatly appreciate it. Until next time, guys, I will see you.